I have a good experience.
Teaching war tactics and
Teaching,
in the
I
Navy.
was teaching, what?
In the Navy, war tactics for the Navy.
Yes, I'm teaching operational. So tactics is a level under the operation. The operation, tactics. Then the high level is operation. The high level is strategic. Is strategy. So I teach policy first, naval policy, naval strategy, naval operations. But I also now at this time is appointed to be a teacher in staff college. I now give the officers, small officers, lieutenant, the tactical level,
Experience. If you talk about the challenges of your life, those ones that you felt you're experiencing some harsh time.
In my life, there are many challenges.
Of course, leading a military life.
In work and in life. In work, I must first be a.
And what were the lessons that you drew from these moments?
First, I must.
Decades in the Navy, you should have faced a lot of harsh times. What were they?
The most hard time I met in the Navy is the defeat of our forces in 1967. And
in fact, it was a difficult time for the whole nation.
Yes, in the whole nation, yes. But
we did manage to rebuild.
But we did manage to
in few years.
In few months. In few
months,
yes,
not years.
To regain our spirit. To regain our spirit. The defeat was in June '67. The first raid of the commandos was in Ras Al Aish to prevent the enemy to continue from Ras Al Aish towards Port Fuad. In this action, the Navy participates by the guns of the destroyer, which was at Port Said, and stopped in cooperation with the commandos the enemy to continue from Ras Al Aish to Port Said. After that, the air raid of the aviation against objectives in Sinai Peninsula in July also. Then after that, October, the destruction of the sunk of the Eilat destroyer. So we didn't take a long time to regain our spirit.
Then just right after the defeat, we started to rebuild, and we did a great job there.
What, please?
Just right after the defeat of 1967, we started to rebuild again.
Yes.
And we did a great job there, rebuilding the Army and the Navy and the Air Force just in few months and years later on, till we returned back to our position and managed to regain the land again and regain our dignity as well.
You see, the appointment of...
but of course, we can't deny that a lot of work has been done to achieve these results.
Yes.
And a lot of people stand bravely behind this.
Yes. First, that Nasser, when he said what is taken by force should be returned, regained by force. This is the main religion which was reflected on the policies, the diplomacy to prepare for regaining the Sinai Peninsula, and for the economy to be economy of war.
Now we'll talk about a nation in the rebuild operation. How we managed to change dynamics of the game and get out of a complete defeat in 1967, just in few months, as you were saying, to regain the land just in about 6 years, the whole land, and achieve tremendous victory that made the headlines all over the world. Many men stood behind this victory. Tell us a little bit more about efforts that have been put to achieve this victory.
Okay. I will speak in this concert about the Navy, how there are many.
How to jump from the defeat to victory in just few months or years? How was that done? And who really stood behind that?
Who really stood behind that is the people of Egypt. Is the people of Egypt. They denied the defeat, and also the armed forces denied the defeat, and they began to make all the efforts towards
The military and the civilians, they both refused the defeat. So they collaborated together to achieve this victory.
Yes. And the leader, Gamal Abdel Nasser, was a good leader. So what he did, Gamal Abdel Nasser, he appointed General Fawzi. He was a very strict and firm and
in fact, a lot of changes should have been done to overcome this defeat. What was the main thing done at that time to change the defeat to victory?
After the defeat, you know that there was some misunderstanding.
They must change tactics. They must change people at the same time. They must change plans.
You know that the defeat of June 67 was not the fault of the army or the navy. It is a political fault. It's
Whose fault?
Whose fault is because there is no again there is no
homogeneous feeling among
between the political leaders and the army leaders. This is the first one. There is no homogeneous.
They were not on good terms together.
In good terms. Why? Because they close the entrance of Aqaba Bay, closing the enemy, the entrance of Aqaba Bay. This means that we declare war on Israel because we stop any trade from Eilat to east of Africa or Asia. This is the fault. The other fault is that we didn't follow the principles of war, such as the mufagga, such as the surprise, and we didn't make a surprise. In October War, there was a good surprise and deceiving, but in 76 there's no surprise because the army passed through the streets. We are going to fight, so Israel prepared itself and then make the attack.
They were a little bit relaxed.
Relaxed, and there is no control of the forces.
They didn't have the real evaluation of the situation.
Yes, and you see also the commander of the armed forces at that time is Abdel Hakim Amir. Abdel Hakim Amir against Moshe Dayan. There is great difference in experience and in everything. But in October War, you see that all the leaders of the army.
Another spirit. It was the whole nation.
Yes. So we tried to rebuild our forces, to bring new arms from Soviet Union. They aid us to bring new arms, new ships, new one-motor rocket boats. They send experts to train us. I am one in the reconnaissance department. I have 6 experts from Russian. I have great use of them to plan and organize and execute reconnaissance. Helped me very much. This is
how loyal were they?
Some of them was not.
We're really wanting to present their expertise to the Egyptians. Most of them were at that condition.
So it is the job of the security department who watch all these experts, But we have a great benefit. The army.
But in terms of training our troops, they did a great job.
Yes. We have trained too much with troops, Russian Navy, Russian aviation. We have a great experience. Otherwise, we cannot pass the Suez Canal with the Russian. But here, in October War, this war is
Without
controlled.
the Russian expertise.
Yes, expertise. But you know that Sadat repelled them,
Expelled.
yes, before this. So there is a great difference between October War and 67 War. October War is controlled by scientific work, scientific thoughts. The other one, it has no aim, no aim. What is the aim of 67? There was some collections at Syria, and it's false, and then we pass the Suez Canal to cooperate with Syria. This was a deceive from Russia and from America to put our forces in this critical position and give the opportunity to Israel to destroy our force.
Just before the interview, we talked about some personal challenge that you'd like to share with our viewers and how you did manage to overcome these challenges.
The personal challenge is the sickness. I passed with some troubles in the heart and the cancer, but I
You
thank
did
God.
overcome.
Thank God for overcoming this. I obey the orders of the doctors, and I am now. Thank God because I am still now, till now, after the challenging of this disease, because I think all challenges may be not as you have a challenge to.
I was just about to ask what was the greater challenge. Was that one of the war or the personal challenge?
This is what I say about the sickness is personal challenge. But in the war, the personal challenges is that sometimes I have reconnaissance groups which go to the ports of Israel. Israel captured some of them. How I can challenge this? This was very difficult because I must make relations with the intelligence service to plan and change my plans and to succeed in other
Other things. Yeah. Wrapping up this.